Let's get some sound in here. What's going on, everyone? It's been quite a while. And let me just adjust that a little bit. Get me a little more centered. That looks better. All right, so we're going to check out some UMK3 Wavenet today. It's not going to be on the Mortal Kombat Legacy Kollection. Not quite there yet. Don't know why the mouse is visible on screen right now. Might have something to do with the Windows 11 install. So we're going to check it out on MAME, and we're going to just do a run-through with Noob Saibot. We'll check out some stuff before I get to that, though. Just want to see some of the differences, some things that have been said over the years that were and were not true. Go over some of that. But let's make sure everything is set here. Everything looks good. Right. And good. Okay. I'll get rid of that mouse. That's annoying. That probably happens when you add the scene. Let's move that down here. Some chat in YouTube. Miguel, yeah, Wavenet was always real. It's just that we didn't know exactly what in it was real and what wasn't. Unfortunately, some of the things that they said were in it show that some people thought that like nobody really discovered anything in the 90s, but it's the same things that people think are like just new discoveries today. Nope. 25 plus years ago, it was in there because they put fixes in. But not really too much overall. All right, let's get rid of that. Yeah, Shao mouse. We don't want that. Okay. Yeah, looks good. All right, so that's gone. Okay. All right, I think this should be good. I think I just gotta switch some buttons up. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, let's do that. So that way I can be over here. And we'll see how this goes. All right, so yeah, Wavenet news not available. So originally, Wavenet, let me turn the music down just a little bit. Originally, Wavenet was really just nothing more than a marketing system for arcades. They were going to set up ads all over the place for this stuff because it was just really expensive to run. And that is why it was so many credits to play it. And in addition, you had to continue, so far as I know, you had to continually put credits into play, even if you won. So let's just do the Noob Saibot code real quick, because on MAME, it has to be hacked, and it was, fortunately for me. There he is. Instantaneous, too, by the way. They did this for Smoke as well. So Conqueror got his hands on the ROMs, and he made some adjustments to make it a little more playable. Sorry, just move this around a little bit. So I'm not going to do a run-through just now, but I'll just show some quick Noob Saibot stuff here. You can get really big damage because he can juggle a little bit more, well, I should say really a lot more than most of the characters. I do have this on the hardest difficulty level, but even that, the first round, first match I should say, they don't really do the typical stuff. It's like one more difficulty setting up. And of course the stage switches to Noob's Dwarfin, similar to how it was the portal for Human Smoke. Just defaults to him. I don't know why they didn't adjust that for this. He has Kano's combos, of course. And he has the teleport, which they can't really do much against in this. I don't think they can do anything at all. Yeah. But so yeah, so really interesting. It's great to be able to play this finally after all this time. I mean, it really was mostly, you know, just intended as a test for, like I said, an arcade marketing system. Because there were other games that had Wavenet as a feature. Of course, MK3 had it originally as like a test sort of before they did it with UMK3 and some other games. But so it's just really interesting. See, it doesn't really have much to do. So here we're just going to go through and do a reset. So Wavenet would download from a server, so you would get the updated ROMs from that. I shouldn't say the updated ROMs, but the data. And then you can see we have Wavenet news. This is such a funny thing. Okay. And you have to select your character much more quickly in this. So here it's attempting to connect to the network, but since we do not have access to that, it isn't there. You could probably simulate that. Make a whole system based on it. So pretty interesting. So we'll go with Cabal. Maybe I'll do some frame advancing here and show some of the differences. Actually, you know what? What I'll do is I'll add a second player in. I'll do it like that. That's right. I still have the controls set up here. All right. So let me change that input there. I'll make that so that player 2, I'll have to hold block in order to move. So you can assign, let's see, I think it works like that. So that means both of those buttons have to be pressed at the same time. We'll do, and I think that's how that works. It's been a while since I did this. So Kung Lao won't move when I'm doing that, but if I hold block, and you know, this is a very good way to do like a practice mode. So I'll hit him real quick just so that we don't get a reset. I haven't set the cheats up, I don't think. Let's see what I have here. Oh, I do have cheats. I don't think that infinite time works, but I do believe that infinite health works. So we'll wait until the round starts, and then we'll go to that. Infinite energy player 2, so we'll wait a second here. We'll just do that. Not going to bother with the button enabling, so I can just turn it on and off. So in UMK3, the Cabal's Nomad Dash hits on, let's see, well, I guess it'd be 4 frames. So it hits on like the 7th frame. And actually, something helpful about this is in Wavenet, they made it so that player 1 always has advantage, similar to how in MK and MK2, it was player 2 always has advantage. So now it's player 1 instead of being random, like they did it in 3, which random is much better in my opinion. So I know that it'll be the shortest amount of frames possible because player 2's got an extra frame on everything. So I'll do this real quick. I'll just do the input here, and I'll just jump into it real quick. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the low kick button, and I'm going to advance. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 13 frames. That's quite a bit. So they added 7. So that means it would have been 6 frames for original UMK3. Which means that you also have to be blocking 3 frames before that. So that is quite a bit of added startup. Now in Tournament Edition that Conqueror worked on, and I consulted with him, we just added 3 frames. But we didn't add this extra like pause that he has there, so he actually starts moving the same way he would in regular UMK3. So he would actually push them for 3 frames instead. But perhaps maybe just making it a 3-frame pause before he moves or doing something else with the movement would have been a better idea. But yeah, so as you can see, like that is a major nerf. He's still really good. It's ridiculous how good that move is in general, just because of the collision detection. So yeah, so we do like, so you can see he can still hit stuff like that. It's pretty good. Oh yeah, and then let's see if I can do it. Oh, since he has advantage, he should be able to do a relaunch on him. I know there's like an, there it is. Input buffer. Let's get all the hits in so that way I make it easier here. It's harder, a little bit harder on Kung Lao than it is on some other characters. You can see it kind of whiff there. There it is. Alright, so you can see there it stops the relaunch combos. So it's a specific number of hits, 7 hits to do that. So let's go back out real quick. I can show an example here of how you can get around that for at least 1. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. But the easiest way that I can think of is Kano against Shiva. Oh shoot, I have to do this like real fast because the selection screen is so short. I gotta wait for this, so. Alright, so I'll do that. Join in. Boom. Alright, that worked. Let me pause it real quick and just see what we got going on here. So we got Philly X. Let's see. Alright, so Wavenet is an online cab version of UMK3. The bad was able to go back online then. So Wavenet is essentially like an extra board attached to an arcade machine that enables networking through, it was like a T1 line. They call it like a dark T1 line, meaning it's not attached to the internet. So you had no, basically you had no internet traffic interfering with anything at all. It was just directly connected arcades. And again, like super expensive. Back then it was, I'm assuming it was at least like $1,000 a month to do that. Maybe even more, probably per unit. So even with that, you were still getting like something like 3 MS, which is nothing, but it's still something. It's like a college dorm Ethernet sort of equivalent. So yeah, so it really was just a, I mean, tremendous like technology, even for the time. I mean, almost 30 years ago. Anti-Abe, who's a beginner character you suggest to pick up? I mean, Human Smoke. He's got your like basic like fighting game fundamentals, containment move, maneuverability. He's got like some. He's got advantages. It's really is the best way to describe it. You know, big damage combos. You know, he's pretty easy to learn. You know, and then you just go from there and learn the meta of the game, learn how to move around, and then move to other characters. Yeah, Miguel, I think the reason why Wavenet never made it, I mean, technically some of the changes did make it, but they were very quiet. So, for example, like Kung Lao has the limit on his spins, which is in Trilogy. You know, and there's just like little things here and there, like going back on certain things, you know, changing, you know, certain like universal things back. But I don't know if that was really because of Wavenet or just something that they were going to do regardless. But, you know, they didn't add in anything like the combo breakers, basically, if you could call it that, on the relaunches. But yeah, so Nicholas, the back high punch, low punch block, low kick does not work on MAME on the MAME ROM natively because since it doesn't connect to the network, to the actual Wavenet network, it never enables Noob Saibot to be playable. So it has to be connected to Wavenet. But fortunately, Conqueror edited it so that it does enable this and that you can select him. So that's very helpful. Conqueror is always on top of this stuff. So I never got to play this back in the day. I was still only like, I don't know what, 16 or so when this came out. Wavenet, I think it was 97 they started, and then 98 it basically ended. It really wasn't around that long. It was I mean, really technically like a very, very small number of people ever got to play Wavenet. But here we are. So anyway, the whole reason I was going to do this little matchup is this might be a little bit difficult to do. So Kano has like sort of like the reptile, like the run after a launch. You can do like run and you can Kano ball to the other side. So the limit for relaunches in this, I'll just get to it quickly here. So you can see there, 7 hits stops it. So technically you can do 2 hit, oops, sorry, and then it'll, let's do that again. So you can get around that there. But if you do this, so you can like OTG her from the other side. Let me just hit real quick so that I can. Oops. Got to hit it just right so that there it is. So he can do that, and then he can do another launch after that. Let's get it on the next round here. So fortunately, since the advantage never changes, I know I can always do certain things in the set. I don't remember if this is advantage specific. It probably isn't. I'll get it eventually. There we go. Of course. Come on. It's almost like hitting like the OTG with Ermac's lift, but it's a little bit harder than that. Do this with other characters too, but because Kano has the 2-hit pop-up, makes it easier. Come on. Just gotta like, there we go. Oh, that's right. I forgot. This has got, it's my arcade stick has like an issue with this one. So you can see this, that 7-hit again there. Let me try that one more time. Just gotta wait for that. Yeah, hopefully they get that stuff in. You know, it really stinks that it was launched without it, but oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so if I were to have hit the launch there, it would have worked on a 3rd try. So just to show that it's not actually detecting launches, it's just detecting hits, which you can even see if you just did like the combos themselves. Yeah, so you can see there. So you can get, as long as you get that in with the 7 hits, you can get the extra launch in there. So anyway, I'll go back here. Let's use throttle real quick just to get through this. I wonder why that's speeding up there. All right. We'll do striker real quick. Turn music off. So strikers, gun does not hit. Interesting way to disable it. It's like you do it, but it would be just better maybe just give it the recovery on the ground, because like, see, as you can see, like how much time he has to hit that. I'll show you real quick here. Do it like this. Frame advance. And we'll do, oops, sorry about that. Messed that up. So you can see it hit there, right there, and then 5, 6, what is it, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oops, I missed one in there. But you can see it's quite a few. If they would have given him that recovery on, say, like the second one, like maybe after like, 6 hits or something like that, so at least it still would hit. But then you can see, it's going to be tough to do. So you can see it hits right there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he's already out there. It's like maybe even less than half the recovery time. But I think that would have made sense because he wouldn't have been able to do anything after it. But it's interesting. Just different ways that you can balance things.
Wins. Flawless victory. Round 2. Fight.
So let's see what exactly the full. No, if it's that, if that's the exact limitation on it. Let's do. Yeah, so he can hit 2, but let's do that one again. It's a little bit tougher to do it like that. Okay, that's a good distance there. Okay, so yeah, it's like 5 hits then, basically. I know it's been stated, but I just wanted to verify it visually. So, yeah, that's very interesting. Throttle through this stuff. And then we also have the UMK changes. And they shortened up that selection screen, I'm assuming, just to get people to pick characters more quickly, and also would increase the amount of ads that they can run. So I saw it posted that it registers as 3 hits for some reason, but that does not happen. I also saw that you can't do it in the corner, but you definitely can, unless it's like another change, like similar to, say, like Noob Saibot, where it has to be connected to the network, and that's just something that somebody saw in the code, but does not appear to be a thing here. So we can also show like the limitation now of the telekinetic slam. So there, you would have been able to do one, but you can see an X is a hit, so you have to shorten that up. Oops, sorry, screwed that up. So you can still get quite a bit of damage there, and I believe that if that was right, that would have been 101 right there. So. And we had heard back in the day that they increased the range of the telekinetic slam, but that does not appear to be a thing. I confirmed that with Lex. He said that that was not changed. Yeah, Miguel, there was an MK3 Wavenet, but obviously less talked about. You know, really like extremely limited. I think it was like maybe like two locations. I guess meaning like 4 arcades. I don't really even know how many there were for Chicago. I've asked around, but I've never gotten a straight answer on that. Sorry, I'm just. Yeah, you can still do that. So it's, yeah, the hit limit hasn't been changed. It's just that the lift counts as a hit. So you can still get crazy wild damage. So I'm just gonna let that reset. And then we'll just show human smoke. And the human smoke code is different. I'll do a little bit against the CPU, I guess, with him. So you can see it happens instantly, so that he changes before the other character can move. Whereas in regular UMK3 and basically everything else where you can do that code, he is like a few frames delayed at start. So interesting thing that they did with that. That's right, I still have infinite health on for him. So yeah, nothing really changed with damage and stuff. I can't remember if they added any kind of damage protection. We call it damage protection, but I'm starting to just refer to it as scaling to like normalize it more across the fighting game community lingo. So yeah, Kevin, this is Wavenet, just messing around with some stuff. So I'm gonna try to do a 1 credit completion with Noob Saibot. And technically it's extremely easy because he can just do his teleport to everyone and they can't do anything. But I'm gonna make it a little more interesting. And as interesting as it can be, all things considered, he only has 1 special move. Oh, I guess that's typical emulated palette glitching. So let's just see what he can do here. I mean, so that's 47% for just a simple launch. I don't think they gave him any fatalities or anything that I'm aware of. Let's get the, try to get a relaunch breaker. Which is interesting because, like, I never really heard anybody talk about relaunch combos, like, in the early days, like, say, like, between, like, 01 and, like, 03. And then I remember playing against a guy on Kylera who's using classic sub, and he showed it to me, and I was just like, I had no idea. And he basically was under the impression that he was the only character that could do it. So then we tested it on Trilogy, and we found like a bunch of other characters can do it. I keep on screwing it up though. There it is. Stop that. Yeah, so actually, well, since this is the first, like, arcade release that he can play in, because, like, technically he's playable on the 16-bit versions, he's got the disabler and stuff in that, so that's what you would really consider to be the OG. He's actually a little more watered down, even from original like boss Noob Saibot because he doesn't have boss health in this like he had in as a hidden character. So if he had that, he would be honestly extremely viable character. Sorry, I'm just trying to. There we go. Yeah, so I mean that's heavy duty damage right there. 51% for nothing. I know I haven't been abusing the teleport.
You suck. Round 1, fight.
Screwed that up. Basic CPU normal strategy. So that does activate damage protection, and I believe that the move itself damage protects itself because it's always the same damage, even in a combo. I think. I have to double check. I'll double check right now. I'm messing that up too. Yeah, it's a hard time hitting Liu Kang on that. Try it on the next character. Just wait until he does another bike kick here. Okay. And then just do that. Really, it's just it's just that simple. Yeah, you can juggle off of the teleport slam, teleport power driver, whatever you call it in this one. And that's like the limit there that he can do in terms of how many hits he can get. I forgot this. There's something up the way this registers the stick. I'm like dropping inputs with like low kick. So I'm playing on MAME right now. I'm not playing on the arcade collection. So, I mean, that's great. 48% right there is just wild. It's funny that they decided to give him a teleport when it's like, it's, to me, like, technically, like, more difficult to program a teleport because it has, like, it has an action in it that I don't think existed. The grab aspect, I don't think that was in UMK3 for anything. But, like, they could have given him, like, a projectile, just a simple projectile. They could have just called, like, the freeze animation or maybe even the reptile animation and given him, like, reptile's projectile but give it a different reaction. Like, maybe, like, Ermac. Yeah, they could have just given him Ermac's animation with a different physical projectile. It would have been super, super simple. The shadow tackle where he said, oh, so he doesn't have what we call that the clone. Yeah, he doesn't have that in this. That wasn't until Trilogy. I don't remember if he has that on the 16-bit versions. It's been a really long time since I played those. Oh, I wonder if he can do. All right, he can. Oh wow, look at that. He actually did something. All right, so let's do. I think he only has to do one. Yeah. So that's off of, I mean, 36. That's good. That's very respectable with the way the limitation is there. Yeah, teleport is blockable. The CPU just doesn't block it. They made this for people to play like online. I don't think they really had any intention of bothering with the AI because, and technically you have to be. They had to make it so that you could play the original version of the game too. Alright, so there's your Cabal dash, the slow-ass dash. Because I'm throwing that jab out there, he's actually, like, doing something. This is the first time I'm doing any of this stuff, so that's why I'm, like, screwing up the timings. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, you can do limited looping because he has a limited number of hits. That is so slow. Oh my god. It's like not even... Thank you, Miguel. He does have the 16-bit versions. He does have the clone throw, so that's cool.
It's official. You suck.
Yeah, so the cloud, we used to call that the disabler back in the day, but yeah, the cloud, that's just its function. You can't connect attacks, and you can't do specials, and you can't block. So it's a pretty powerful move. Oh yeah, let's do some Jax juggles here, because he's got a more vulnerable air collision. I'll try that again. And he has robot blood in this. I'm screwing that up because he has a faster walking speed. So that's 40%. That's wild. Wow, that is quite a bit of range on that. I went for a run under roundhouse there and I missed it. So basically what I'm doing here is just what I remember from playing Noob Saibot on like the Juggernaut hack or like other hacks. It's the same, pretty much the same. Just mistiming that. Try it one more time. Man, that is like... Just trying to see what I can max that out there. 45. I think I used to be able to get 50, like one more jab in there. Still does it even after finishing. That's funny.
You suck.
Is that what you have to do to win? Alright, give me some teleports here so I can do some nice punishes. Fugue, what's up, brother? How you been, man? You been streaming? Oop. Screw that up. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the highest damage, the highest non-special damage off of a launcher in the game, just because you can get those extra hits in. It's funny how they made it green and not like black and white. Or maybe just like white, like a flashing, maybe like Jade's. I think it's my first round loss there. Alright, I gotta pay attention. There you go, that's a good one. 62. Alright. And we'll just do that to get out of there. Oh yeah, you've been playing Mike in these? Look at that, that's crazy. So you can get the teleport as long as there's not too many hits. So you can do 4-hit combo like that. Oops. Which is good. I mean, that's great damage there. Oh shit. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to cheat. I'm just kind of like guessing at the strategy. I know that you can just, I mean, you can just do it. But I don't know if there's like any situations where they'll hit you. Okay. So, cheese them out there. Oh yeah, Sonya. Sonya's a great character. Oh yeah, there's a funny reaction on this because originally that would freeze the game. So they for the Wavenet specifically, they had to do that. That's amazing. Big ass collision box. That's fun. That actually is like slightly reminiscent of MK9 Noob Saibot corner. Okay, that's enough damage to punish that. Oh, that's right. One jab knocks back now with low punch, so you can't even cheese Shao Kahn in the corner. So you have to go with high punches, but you have to be a little bit further away. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah. All right. That was definitely a valiant effort there. We'll try it again. Crispy. Alright. I think I know what to do against him now. And actually, that's better for a video there, having the, not having a glitched out screen. Although I did have some nice combos in there. Yeah, I'm doing Twitch and YouTube. I know I can get another jab in there. Ooh, he blocked it. I think he only blocked it because he was already blocking, though. Actually, you know why? It's because the first character doesn't really play by the rules, which makes them a lot easier when they play by the rules, as I say. Okay, so that does hit good there. That's a fairly maxed out combo right there. Yes, yeah. I think in general, yeah, low punch jabs just are way different. But yeah, they knock back further. Yeah, it's hard to get him with another hit after that. His collision box is more narrow. Baited him out there. Yeah, so Mataro is super easy. I don't even remember if I tried to do a teleport against him. Merchant, what is going on, brother? Yeah, just coming in here to do basically just do this 1 credit run with Noob Saibot, and then kind of talk about the differences and reception of this launch for the game in general, which has obviously been not very good. Ooh. Wait a second. I think I did hit a button there, but I'm pretty sure that they can duck that. I'll have to test that. Trying to get her to do a dash kick. Alright, never mind. So yeah, so what do they do with the recent updates? They fixed the sound distortion. I said that it sounds like your game is being hit by a proton pack from Ghostbusters. Yeah, I got a half arcade stick, half keyboard going here. You can see the so the sound is like, is it totally fixed? Because that seems like such a huge, like, significant issue there. So they got to do another patch for the sound. So okay, cool. I mean, after that is just they got to have lobbies and private matches. Like, oh, screwed that up. This is all just like second nature. So if you add more delay to it, there's less. That makes sense. How do you even play UMK3 with a traditional fight stick control scheme instead of the Mortal Kombat layout? I am playing with the technically, so I have like high punch, high kick, low kick, block in the middle on the bottom, which I've always used in this scenario, and then run is over here. So I used to have a Blaze arcade stick like 25 years ago, and I would use that on PlayStation 2. It's the exact same layout, so that's what I got used to. Some people who do this put block on the top, and even some people play like with a Street Fighter layout with block and run in the middle, which is completely inadvisable. That'll screw up your game big time. I mean, unless it's the only way you're going to play. So, but yeah. Yeah, I blocked it close enough that time I could slip in another one. Oh, that's another thing to check. If it's disabled during certain states, like say like Shiva's teleport stomp. Mr. Demonic, thank you for the follow. Mac and Cheese, please, also thank you for the follow. Sudden Recline, I think you followed before I was on. But if you happen to be in the chat, thank you as well. Yeah, so she can't do it after a jump kick. Let's see. That's not too many hits, though, I think. I'll figure that out. I'll do this with a shorter combo.
It's official. You suck. Round 2. Fight.
So let's try it like that. I feel like up forward jump kick does not work as well on Wavenet, possibly due to the input buffer that was added, which is what disables Cabal's and Katana's like instant airs the way most people perform them. Okay, so he can do it. So he doesn't really have any limits to the move, except for the hit limit itself. So, so yeah, you got the hit limit, and then you got, there's like, I guess it's like a really tiny cooldown. It's probably like 20 frames or something. So you need to get that jab out. That's a pretty good point. I just like made that up just now. 33. It's not bad. Boom. I read the old Usenet posts before the collection released. More than half of them were complaining about Noob Saibot. Yeah, I mean, he's just faster. But really, he's not. I don't know. He's not really that bad. Definitely not as bad as he is in PlayStation Trilogy. He's bad in both PlayStation and 64, but not that bad on N64. Yeah, see, I just tried to do an upward jump kick there, and it just did not come out. I did it like exactly like with my muscle memory. So there has to be something with that up, back, up, forward movement that the input buffer just like gobbles up. Let's get the no cheating. What is up, Daddy Dada? How are you doing? And there, it didn't have time for it to do it. Yeah, teleport is blockable, which is the CPU doesn't. And like I said, I haven't really been abusing it. Because I want to make this a little bit more interesting to watch. Did a little bit late there. But on Trilogy, you had to do multiple hits. I think if you did 2 like really, really slow extended juggles, it would work. So I think they probably doubled the cooldown time on it. But they took out the limit altogether, which doesn't make any sense. So. Unless it was, yeah, I guess this was done, I don't remember if Trilogy was 90, it was 96, right? So that would have been before. It's just so funny. Still can get 50% though, that's wild. Oops. Yeah, alright. Horsing around here. It's so funny. And that is such, I call it like a Chicago way to limit things. I gotta talk to Lex more about this. Lex has been filling me in with a little bit more stuff. I guess he's had some like a memory boosts from seeing the stuff again after all these years. Alright, let's cash out here. And so they did this like combo breaker for relaunchers, which I was bringing up before. Like, I'd never heard anybody talk about relaunch combos, but clearly they were an issue even by this point in like '97. So the game was out for like 2 years or whatever, and they had a bunch of stuff that people were complaining about. So they decided, all right, well, we'll put some of the stuff in the Wavenet update. They didn't have to do any changes for the Wavenet update. They could have just made the original playable online with no changes. That would have been the easiest thing to do. But I guess they were like, well, this is the test area. You know, this is where the game came out. Let's do let's do something, for this release that's special. And there you have it. If you ever play Primal Rage, it's basically a no cheese mirror with stop certain combos. Yeah, it's kind of like a maximum damage thing in MK4 and like, just breakers, but it's automatic and it always happens. And it's like it's basically 7 hits used within launcher combos. I haven't tested anything that would like lead into that many hits. Like if you get like 7 hits before a launcher, if it disables it. It's what I just said before. Like it's like just Chicago style. It's this really just like really like lame way to do something because they didn't have like a whole lot of time probably to investigate it. But clearly they had access to somebody who, you know, like an Ed Boon or something like that, who could edit things, or at least the people who knew the specifics. Just gotta be careful here. Yeah, Chicago. Deep dish, we used to call it. Deep dish. And that's back 20 years ago. Like, when we used to have fights on, like, Shoryuken.com. I know this is getting a little bit boring here, but I'm just, like, getting into second nature stuff. Trying to think about how I'm going to beat Shao Kahn. I don't think I even tried the teleport. It's so funny. He can't even get to the other side of Motaro. It's hilarious. I'll try to do something a little better after this. Yeah, like Wavenet, I mean, I gotta tell you, like, so Lex is the guy that when you look in the credits and you see like thanks to Lex and then like Alex Gilliam, like he's been around and he's, you know, been vocal about Wavenet because it was like, you know, something that he was directly a part of. But I mean, we were like, you know, talking to him about this stuff, I mean, almost 25 years ago, and it was like old hat 25 years ago because it was like a few years, you know, had gone by. And all right, so let me just try to beat Shao Kahn here real quick. See if this works. Now, see, Shao Kahn blocks it. That's funny. But can he do anything? He can't. Maybe he can do like a knee lift or something. Okay, so that's similar to doing like a teleport. Oh, it just crashed. Oh my god. That's terrible. Okay, so I guess that's why you shouldn't do that against him. So we gotta sit through one more of these. Oh my god. Awful, awful, awful. That's funny. So I gotta stay away from that. That was a major GG's. Yeah, it is really amazing that this was even considered for the release, and I mean I don't know for sure. What am I gonna do? I gotta check the settings again because I think that it probably dropped all my stuff. Yeah, I gotta do this stuff too.
Excellent.
I gotta set my other buttons up again. I think that's all I have to do there. All right, that's the stuff I originally did. Okay, we'll do this. Did pick that up. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do any. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna do any of that after this. So this is running on MAME 119. I think it's from like 2019. Yeah, 16-bit was the one who suggested to do it, from what I heard. Tim, thanks. Tim Static in here. Just get another reset in here. Hopefully we don't get the glitch. So yeah. So we can thank 16-bit for Wavenet getting the consideration on here. It had to be a pain in the ass. But yeah, everybody say what's up to Tim Static. He's another guy who's been around, 20 years now, just making things go. Still got the glitch there. Oh well. Alright, so it's back. There it is. Alright, sorry about that, guys, but now I know that you can't do the teleport to Shao Kahn, so. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to ask Conqueror if there's anything else in the particular Wavenet, but this is the dump of the Wavenet from what they used on the collection, which is definitely modified from the original Wavenet. So I'm assuming no. I think that crash might still be there. The real Tim Static. Pre-rolls are back on. I'm gonna run an ad in a little bit if I stick on here. Yeah, definitely the input bug though. I'm definitely going to put that run that I just did up because there was a lot of good history in that. Why do the stages look a little weird? So this stage is Noob's Dorphin, which is just the balcony with the background layer removed. So this was always in this was as far back as regular MK3 when you would fight the Kano Noob Saibot there. But the stages might have like a little bit of contrast issues. It seems like almost always with these ports it's like that, but it really shouldn't be any different than like a normal like MAME emulation here, so it depends on like my settings. So that might be an issue too. Also like the way my eyes work. I have like usually have things very dark. So Ultimate Cup and UMK3 Plus they're both fantastic. Ultimate Cup has a different purpose than UMK3 Plus. UMK3 Plus I would even suggest should be the standard for UMK3 just because of a couple little fixes that are, in my opinion, very necessary. Which would be the Jax and Sector fixes, and there's like a few bugs here and there that Drew addressed, and Drew and Paul they did amazing jobs. So, oops, screw that up. But then Ultimate Cup is is a different it's a different hack entirely. I would like to see like some combination of the two, with like all the stages and stuff, maybe other features. Training mode's obviously always good. I guess we'll get more into teleport stuff here. Yeah, UMK3 Plus, it has everything you need. It's got it's got extra characters and stuff. You don't have to play with them if you don't want to play with them. But it's really just an inventive way to sort of complete UMK3 as much as possible, because they just, always attribute it to time constraints and budgets. Trying to mix it up a little bit here and see what else you can do within the limits, but it's really not too much. There goes a little brutality there for you. I'd love to Shang to have a morph back input rather than a timed morph. We discussed this for Tournament Edition, which was a hack that I consulted with Conqueror on. It would be a great option to have like just a generic like morph back move, like not a morph back for every character, but like, you know, just one that would bring him back. But having him stay as the other characters is just like, I don't know. I would still keep that, but I would add the morph back move as an option, and I think that would be acceptable. It's just, you just have to test it to see how it would work. Could be too broken. The Muzz, what's going on? Oh, we got a raid from Rio. Nice, 55 viewers. I guess I got to stay on a little bit longer tonight. Appreciate that. Rio's, again, another just long time Mortal Kombat supporter. He basically started, you know, with the 3D games, and then moved like backwards to the arcade games, and waited until MK9 arrived. But yeah, Rio and I go back over 15 years. What's up, Rio? What's going on? So, very nice. Appreciate the big raid there, man. Just going over Noob Saibot here, trying to get a 1 credit victory with him. That was too many hits. So here we have the confirmed severely nerfed Cabal here. Just a massive amount of startup added to his dash. I would say completely unnecessary. He still got me with that though. And you can special out of his dizzy stance there. Got a little post hit there. I also wonder to myself why they didn't just fix the PC port and release that. I think it's probably better than the PSX emulation. That probably would have been a good solution. Yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell you why. If they had to go with the PlayStation version for any specific reason, I'm like not really in the loop for this stuff. But yeah, that would have definitely been a better choice. They could have done things like fixing the music, and you know, you could probably even upgrade the sounds. Wow, that's dramatically slow now. The sound effects and stuff, which would have been nice. Let's try to get a nice juggle here. There we go. 45%. It's just too close to him. He'll learn that timing. Yeah, I do have the GOG version, and I have the original. I just have like the installation files. I don't have the disc or anything like that. For Trilogy on PC. Yeah, I just don't remember if there were any issues with the PC version that would be disqualifying if you were only going to pick one port. All right, I gotta use the teleports. Fight. Doesn't the PC port have issues like not being able to change any settings while intro rolls? That very well could be. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember ever like trying anything like that. But yeah, that could very well be a reason why. Georgi28. Yeah, I'm using a just a keyboard and stick right here, just to. I prefer the keyboard inputs for directions, but I will use stick if I have to. Oh my God, no! I'm gonna. Oh my God! Unbelievable. I really don't want to use the teleport strategy, but it's looking like I'm gonna have to.